when the banner drops on September 4th, Thursday Night Football, and I think they completely just buried themselves from what they just did and what they said on camera. And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about obviously the Eagles signing a player, and it looks like one of the top scouts for the Eagles has gotten a job for a bump up job somewhere else, and we're going to be talking about that too. So let's get straight into it all.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day today. So I'm just going to play this video just so you guys get the sense of where I'm coming from with the Dallas Cowboy players and what was being said here, which is this is just how they are, and we're going to watch it right now. So,
and I'm sorry, that Quintamino Bay don't last over here, man. That shit dead.
What is that?
That's what they call Quinyon Mitchell.
What?
You guys are right here.
They said Guantanamo Bay. That's where they said you headed.
Wow.
I said, they crazy.
Y'all ever seen Prison Break?
Stop the cap.
Ever seen Prison Break?
My captain came.
They said, oh, see, now they drag. I think Eagles fans are here.
I don't care. Who's in
They
here?
talking about you going to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay.
All right, so
I
here's
ain't
the
never
deal.
been locked down on any island.
let me tell you something. This was not a good move. Simple as that. This was the worst thing that they could have done. Bulletin board material for the pretty much the first game. I don't know when this was recorded. I'm guessing the last few days. Last couple days ago, whatever. Micah Parsons, bro, is like the kid that your parents don't want you to hang out with because he's a bad influence, bro, because he is a bad influence on everybody over there. Every player that comes in there, they just follow his path. Okay. Now, what Micah likes to do is he likes to ravel up the Eagles fans a little bit, and he knows how to do that. Okay. I used to bitch about Slay's podcast all the time and how it used to piss me off when he said certain things, or when he maybe threw somebody under the bus, or kind of said he did well and the team did bad, or things like that. Micah is much worse than that, because not only does he do it on his podcast, he does it off the field on camera. And the guy recording this is another dumbass that probably is another Cowboys player. I don't even know who the other two guys are. I have no idea who the other two guys are that are with him at all. So beats me who those other two are. CeeDee Lamb, I think in one game against the Eagles last year, he only had 21 yards. So everyone thinks it's impossible, and they think that George Pickens is going to be their savior of the day because of that trade that they made. A guy that's going to have to get paid after next year. And Micah Parsons is playing on his fifth-year option unless he got paid, and I don't know about it. That's what I know so far. They know that they're not on the news. They know they're not the big news in the NFC East. It's the Commanders. It's the Philadelphia Eagles neck and neck, and the Giants and Cowboys are barely being talked about as of right now. So Jerry pushes the league, pushes Roger Goodell to get this game, and apparently that's the big rumor, that Jerry Jones pushed the league to get in that game, for the first game against the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday night in Philadelphia, dropping the banner. This is the worst thing that could have happened for them. We already had them halfway in the grave. Like, now they're just going to bury themselves. By that night, it's going to be over, and they're going to be handed their first loss of the season for all the shit they've been talking. Not even just now, not even from this video, because it's in full black and white. But what about Tyler Booker, their first-round pick, if that's his name, that was talking crap about Jalen Carter and being able to handle him? And who says all this stuff? Like, especially a guy that just got drafted. Like, I don't get, there's not one guy out of this group that says, yo, bro, like, we shouldn't make this shouldn't happen, blah, blah, blah. But, Micah Parsons has to start the whole thing. He's the bad luck charm over there. He's a great player that's going to waste all of his years in Dallas unless he goes somewhere else and, kind of matures himself a little bit, because he's one of the most not mature guys around, and not somebody you want to follow as a leader. I mean, this is a guy that leaves at a half of a football game, or, not even the end of a fourth quarter of a football game, and goes to the locker room, So, yeah, this is where we're at. Talking about Quinyon Mitchell. You know what I mean? Wasn't Micah Parsons disgusted when we drafted Quinyon Mitchell? Oh, every time, his dumb reaction on national television, he needs to put himself out there and get all this attention and go on national television and react to every Eagles draft pick every single year since he's been drafted. And he was disgusted over the Quinyon Mitchell pick, that he fell right into our lap. The Eagles fans are saying they're going to lock CD up, and CD's like, no, but he knows what's going to happen. He thinks it's that easy. You have a second year cornerback going into, yeah, like I said, his second year coming off of a Super Bowl, and you're gonna really do this, especially in Philadelphia. You think you're That's all I got to say about that, man. It's actually really it's really embarrassing how they act. It really is. It looks like the Eagles just signed their 4th-round pick out of Nebraska DT, Ty Robinson, and another contract down, ready to go. And I cannot wait to see this guy hit training camp and to see him in the rotation, just to see what he looks like. And iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. So him and going against the ones, or just to get him some reps. I can't wait to see just the amount of time we're gonna have with him and just see how he gets through this process and how he is, because I feel like he's going to be a really good player, very versatile player on that defensive line. He can move up and down the line if he has to. And I think Vic Fangio has some big plans for him. So really happy for Ty Robinson and his future. And it all starts in training camp very soon. It looks like the Eagles are losing one of their top scouts in he was the senior director of scouting, Brandon Hunt, and now will be a vice president of player personnel for the Las Vegas Raiders. This usually happens in a lot of years. The Eagles have lost a lot of these top scout guys or assistant GMs, or guys like Joe Douglas and Andy Weidel and Andrew Berry and some of these other guys the Eagles do lose in the scouting department. It's definitely a big loss, but Howie Roseman, he always finds the right guys to take their spots. And it seems like a lot of these guys, some of these guys have GM jobs. Some of these guys have higher up jobs, and they're always getting hired around the league for other jobs and getting these opportunities. So, Brandon Hunt is gone, and, he'll most likely be replaced by somebody else that's ready. And they'll probably add some more guys to the room. So, that's just a little bit of news. They've lost a couple assistants, a couple of guys from the scouting room already this past off season. This will probably be the second guy or maybe third. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look, but Brandon Hunt is gone as of right now. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So short news on the day. So Ty Robinson gets signed. Eagles lose a scouting department guy, and the Dallas Cowboy players are just at it again as usual. But that's pretty much about it. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think of just the bulletin board material that this Dallas Cowboys team is giving us, and how stupid these players are in the offseason? Like, they must be the dumbest. I mean, for guys that make a lot of money and that are good at what they do. I mean, to a certain extent, like, this is how they act in an off season. From not even an Eagles perspective, I don't get why players act like this, especially against a team that you're facing the first week. Makes no sense to me. Eagles will be ready. This was going to be a dominating performance, but it's going to be a massacre. It's going to be a massacre. That's what I think of it. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about that. And guys, make sure you do subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. Make sure you like the video because it helps out tremendously. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace, space.